Hello and welcome to a very special Humble Gamer episode. This is something I'm very excited to share with you. It's my most ambitious and frankly ridiculous idea yet. I'm going to be retracing the journey of Phileas Fogg and travelling around the world in 80 days via the medium of video games.
I said this is absurd.
Obviously, I can't perfectly follow the Jules Verne novel or the movie. There is only one movie.
All right, it's not silly.
But I am going to stick as close as is humanly possible. There will be some imagination required at times, but stick with me, I promise you it'll be worth it. Our route will take us from our starting point in Birmingham, the English one, down through France, Switzerland and Italy, then via the Suez Canal to India. After crossing the subcontinent, we then travel through Hong Kong and Japan, then travel transcontinental through the United States of America, before crossing the Atlantic to Southampton and finally arrive back in Birmingham in, hopefully, 80 days or less. Now, a couple of notes. Since games are universal, we are not taking the international date line into account. While it's saved Fogg and Passport to, allowing them to win on a technicality, I am aiming to complete the challenge in 80 24-hour in-game periods, so it's 80 days and that's it. And not all the games I use have a full day-night cycle, so I've had to bodge some rules together. Usually it's 10 minutes in-game equals 1 day, but that changes on a game-by-game basis, so listen out for those rules as we go along. Well, with all of that sorted, let's get the adventure started. We begin in Birmingham, England at about 1:30 PM local time. The aim is to be back in that exact spot in 80 days or less. Could I do it? I didn't know, but either way it was going to be one hell of a ride. So buckle up and let's go round the world. So yes, we're starting here in Birmingham. The idea is we're going to go, we've got until 13:35 on the 80th day. Whatever that 80th day is. It's going to be another Euro Truck, so I've already planned the route out quite nicely. And just to show you the route, the first route we're taking, we are starting, once it decides to load, we're starting here in Birmingham and going down to Dover. Then we shall cross the channel into Calais, and then I'm leaving the truck in South Switzerland, but we'll come to all the details of that to start with. So we're going from Birmingham here, down the M1, M6, M1, M25, round London M2, and then through Dover to the port. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So 13:35 is our target on the 80th day, wherever we're travelling from. Now, I don't know how successful this is going to be. It could be really easy to do this in 80 in-game days, but it could also be unremittingly difficult, and in fact impossible. I may end up failing. And that is a distinct possibility. This is quite possibly the most ambitious thing I've ever done on the channel. Don't crash, oh god. I've got to drive carefully because I'm using the in-game time, not real life time. Obviously, if I had 80 days to do it in real life, that'd be simple. But, well, for gaming anyway. But no, we're using in-game time. So if I get stuck anywhere and I have to get rescued, then it is the in-game time that it will affect. And that is what we're using for the journey. If it takes me 38 hours to get to Dover in this game, then I've taken much longer than I expected. But yeah, obviously each time I swap a game, there's going to be some time passing as well. Plus there are certain bits that are just long bits of the journey, like there are sea trips like from Yokohama to San Francisco. Obviously I can't show you all of that. I will show you as much of it as possible, but I can't show you all of it, so sometimes I'm going to have to go with Jules Verne's timing, which means there are certain bits that I know that there's a certain set of times already set out for me. So, London on the M6, that's where we're going. Now I need to be careful here because this is a very tight turn. In fact, all the motorways have quite tight turns on them, so let us slow the fuck down. Slow. There we go. I'll get round the corner. Good. Yes, now we're on to the M6. This is the easy bit. Birmingham to Dover is the easy bit. I should not lose much time here, if any at all. You notice down beneath my head that I've got 241 million euros. That's because I've got quite a successful company in my solo play on Euro Truck Simulator. They make me a huge amount of money every day. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's jump back into the outside lane because we're not going to go as quickly as some people because I can't reach 60 miles an hour. Oh my god, I've already gone the wrong way. Has it rerouted me? Yes, it has. Oh, Christ. How far out of my route have I gone? Oh, I'm heading to Cambridge. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I can still make it to Dover. But that's going to add time on. I've already been on the road for an hour as far as the in-game time is concerned, so I didn't really need that to happen. But never mind. Ah, hold on. London. Ah, maybe I can take a more direct route, avoid Cambridge. It's going to confuse the sat-nav, but never mind. Maybe I can make some time back up here. Come on, reroute me, reroute me. I am at the mercy of a sat-nav right now. Come on, reroute. Oh, no, man, I can just jump back on the M1. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. I can jump back onto the original route. Good. Heading for Dover now, or more precisely heading round Dover and to the port. Looking for traffic, nothing coming. Okay, dangerous manoeuvre and broken speed limit, but never mind, we got round and no one died. Now we're in Dover. Okay, so we've made Dover in 5 hours, so it's 6:30, later than I wanted it to be, much later than I wanted it to be. And there is the English Channel. Famous white cliffs of Dover. This is the last I'll see of England for a long time. Don't hit me, don't hit me! Ah! I said don't hit me. Oh great, now my truck's damaged as well. Not too bad. No, we'll swap insurance details later. Just gonna have to be okay with that. Oh, the car was still connected to me. Oh god, okay. That's bad, but never mind, we've made it to Dover. And here is where we're going to have our first change of software, because I could just get on the ferry on Euro Truck Simulator and I could, you know, carry on like that and make it a really dull, let's just hop across the channel. Or I could do this. Yep, I'm going to drive the ferry. We're going to pretend that, like, my truck fits onto that. We're just going to pretend that, okay? Let's not question the logistics of this. So now it is 7:15. I've said I've taken about half an hour to get the truck on board and get myself all sorted. So one thing I need to do is set the lights to underway. We're not moored up, so away we go on the ferry. So here we are, saying goodbye to Britain and our first bit of sea journey. Let's set that to not directly face north, because I need to know where we're going. Now I should point out, I've played this enough to know what I'm doing, but I'm still not by any means an expert ship's pilot. Let's go have a walk around this magnificent vessel. This is the Catamaran Ferry, called, let me see if I can find it, called the White Marlin. It's actually owned by and operated by Channel Ferries, so you can actually travel on something not too dissimilar to this. The channel seems relatively alright today. Doesn't seem like it's too choppy, so I'm hoping to get to Calais in time so that I can have a sleep on the once I get across. I'm hoping that the two times will match up. If they don't, if it takes longer on this game, I'm just going to have to wait on Truck Simulator before I travel, so the times match up. I'm going to do my best. Like I said, there are tolerances in this adventure because not everything is going to match up perfectly. We've got to get across, and unfortunately I can't actually set a waypoint. This is one thing I like about the fact that they do all these different games that all simulate different elements of travel, is that you can actually experience the entire journey. So I will have felt like I've gone round the world. 5 minutes out of Dover, and you can still see it. This is probably about a half hour, 40-minute trip across the ocean. I don't actually know quite where Calais is. I know it's in that direction roughly. See France, and I think I've got to go slightly more this way. I think those little lights just coming to the centre now are Calais Harbour. I don't know. I don't do ships. I mean, I like playing the game, I like controlling the ships, but I don't know them. I don't know where I'm going. I know roughly where I'm going. Obviously, I know I'm going to Dover. To Calais, sorry. Come on. Give me Calais on that chart. Give me Calais on that chart. I can see Sangatte, which is incidentally where Top Gear landed when they went across the channel in their amphibious cars. But I'd really prefer to get to Dover and moor up. I'm not going to lie. Oh yeah, look, my lorry could have fit on there. Because the lorry could fit on there. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. The one advantage I do have over Jules Verne's Phileas Fogg is that A, I'm not going to get attacked by bandits or Indians or anything like that in these kinds of games, and B, I don't have to deal with steam ferries or steamers across the channel, across the ocean. I get big ships. I could do it. I could do this. I hope. Depends if I fail anywhere. Because failing is always an option. And of course I've got to slow this thing and dock it. And I'll be doing it properly. I should be spinning it round and docking it backwards, which is what, of course, what they do. Because I've got to get my lorry off the boat. So that's going to add to it. I mean, we're already 11 minutes into this journey, and we're just about halfway across the channel. So it's going to be a good 22. It's going to be a good 25-30 minutes of stuff, not counting the spin, so... Aha! Calais! Calais is on the thing, right. So, now I can add a waypoint at Calais. Okay, so... Calais is in sight. I didn't really want to do this at night. I'm not gonna lie, I did not want to do this at night. Thing is, I know that, like I said, I know that this is the easy bit of the journey. There are going to be bits of this journey, games that I'm going to lose time on. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact I'm going to lose time in certain games. So knowing that I'm going to lose time means that I know that I have to keep these bits as quick and simple and easy and as uncomplex as possible. Use the easy bits as easy bits. Just treat them properly. And pray that I don't sink this ferry on my way into Calais. But it's getting closer. We can now see the coast of France. Or France. And that means that all is good in the world. Jules Verne, I've got it noted down here, Jules Verne allocated 7 days to get from London to Suez, which is where we're going to. That's the ultimate destination. And I reckon I can get to Italy in about 2-3 days of game time. Because that's the thing, I decided to start in Birmingham, not in London, which meant I had to travel extra miles to get to Dover. And as well, and because I've got to finish in Birmingham and limitations within the games I'm using, the route is not exact, which is going to pose me problems at certain moments. It's not the end of the world, it really isn't. I can get through it, but whether I can do the whole thing in 80 days, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, we are heading towards the entrance to Calais port now. As you can see just there, I'm going to try and avoid that little spit of land. And then I'm going to spin the whole ship and dock it properly. We can now set these up to be a lot slower. Let's say 672, 672. Try and avoid the man-made bits of the dock. Okay, this is the turn. Okay, this is where it could all go wrong. This is genuinely where it could all go wrong. This is where it could really, really all go wrong. Don't hit there. Don't hit the side of the wall. Sorry, Calais. Okay, let's just see if I can reverse it in from this angle. I'm gonna parallel park a boat. Not quite parallel park it, but you know. No sinky. No sinky hat today. No sinky. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Come on. Need to turn it just a little more. There we go. Perfect. Now head straight backwards. Just a slight adjustment. I'm gonna park a boat. Dock a boat, I should say. It's been about half an hour, 31 minutes 15 seconds. Okay, well, nearly. Put both the ramps down. Open the doors. Can I actually open the doors? I mean, I'm not really level with where the things need to come out, but you know what? I'm going to call that. So I'll see you back in the truck in 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're back in the truck. And we have got 15 hours of driving, so it's going to be about 11 o'clock on Saturday. So we'll still have done it in less than 1. My retarder's still activated. That's going to be frustrating, but never mind. That is clearly exactly where I left the White Marlin. But yes, here we are. We're now on the continent. We are now heading from Calais here all the way through France via Reims, past through south of France into Switzerland to this little stopping point here where I shall rest, and that will probably skip me on to another day because that is the closest approximation that Euro Truck Simulator has to a little town in Switzerland called St. Moritz, which you may well know from if you know your skiing. That is the closest you can get to it. And then I should be travelling into Italy via alternative transport, but that's where we're going. Engine malfunction. Oh god, have I got to go into service? Oh, no. I cannot have an engine malfunction. There must be a service station in Calais, there must be. I'm going Gonna have to find out, because I cannot afford to have that engine malfunction. I just flat cannot afford that. It's gonna take too much time. Yes, there is a service, it's good. This is positive, this is good, this is positive. It's been a successful first in-game day. By the end of the first in-game day, I will hopefully be on my next mode of transport into Italy. I've discovered a man dealer. Okay, we're now right up next to the town of Rheims in France. Still got about 9 hours to go, 350 odd miles, but I'm actually going to pull in here because my guy is getting tired and I don't need petrol yet, but my guy is getting tired and it's going to start putting me to sleep soon. But we've made good time, so I don't count that as a massive issue. So we're going to park up here for the night. And I shall see you in the morning, guys. Good morning! It is 9:25 in the morning. The retarder is still activated, of course it is. But we're now going to head up, we're now going to leave Rheims and carry on our journey. We are about 9 hours away, so we should be getting to St. Moritz around about 18:37, which will put us into day 2, but that's not a massive issue. The train connection is at midday tomorrow, so I've got to get to St. Moritz by then. At some point I'm going to have to stop for fuel and maybe even another rest stop. 8 hours, yeah, I will need to rest at some point, won't I? It'll be close to St. Moritz, but I am going to have to rest before I get there, which is frustrating. We're now into central France, so I shall see you when we stop for petrol probably, so in a bit, guys. So I've come back out of the sped up stuff mainly because it's now 13:01 on the Saturday in game, which means that we are now getting close to the end of our first 24 hours of journey, which when you consider where we've come, how far we've come. We started in Birmingham yesterday and in game time it's been 24 hours, so we are making some really decent progress. I mean, obviously tomorrow, it's going to be in game time tomorrow when we catch the train from St. Moritz at 12 o'clock. I am going to start looking for a petrol station at some point. If I see one, if I go past a town, I'm desperate, because we are going to need petrol, I think, just to make sure we get to St. Moritz. I am going to need to rest at some point as well. We're getting back onto motorways. This is good. Maybe I can find a services and get some petrol. We're immediately going to come off this one onto the A35. Zurich and Bern are on the sign, so we are getting close to Switzerland, but I'm really beginning to just notice the fuel now. It's quite low. I mean, if I can get from Birmingham to St. Moritz on one tank of fuel, that'll cement how good a lorry this is, how good a truck, sorry, this is. Petrol! So we are going to stop here. I'm not going to rest, we are going to stop for petrol here. So we've got 78 days to go before it's a failure. So let's stock up with fuel. This is going to cost a lot of money. Never mind, but now we're fully fueled. There goes the money. And we are now 120 miles or 3 hours and 10 minutes away from St. Moritz. Ah, you know, I might need to rest actually, just looking at how tired my little blue guy is down there. Ah, we are now entering Switzerland. Maybe we won't need to. But we are now in Switzerland. So, this is the third country on our journey. Like I said earlier, I know that I could just change the time of the scenario on Train Sim that I'm using, but if you're going to do an adventure, do a friggin' adventure, you know. So I'm going to play this properly. The train doesn't leave until 12 o'clock because that's when the scenario starts. I could change it, yes, but I don't really want to. I quite like the idea of the connection and having a timetable, because that will also, that, you know, that's natural. I wouldn't just turn up and be able to go, right, I'm on a train now. Oh, look at this lovely Swiss scenery. In fact, we're only 75 miles away. I shall let you enjoy the Swiss scenery from the top of the truck. So, see you in St. Moritz, guys. Enjoy the scenery from the top of the truck. Typical humble gamer stuff, isn't it? I tell you to enjoy the scenery and you spend half of it in a blooming tunnel. Never mind. We're 44 minutes away, so 27 miles, so I'll probably jump back into the camp for now. We'll just carry on this last little bit of the journey together. We're nearly there. We're nearly at St. Moritz. So, aha, here's the end of the tunnel. 17 miles, 27 minutes away. There is the railway on your left, or just underneath my, if I move the camera over, you can see the railway just there. That's the route we'll be getting on in about, well, at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm going to have an evening in St. Moritz, enjoying myself. In fact, here we are. We're going to pull in at this service station, which is the closest thing to St. Moritz I can think of. The first big leg of our journey is done. We're nowhere near Suez yet, but we've got to get into Italy for that. Right, but this has been quite a good first 24 hours or so. So yes, here we are in the Swiss Alps. Lovely, lovely bit of scenery here. And I'm going to have a rest before my train at midday tomorrow, so see you in the morning, guys. Good morning, Humble Gamer fans, or at least it is in this little world of ours. This is still day 2. We're close because we're now on midday of day 2, so we've only got an hour left, really an hour and a half left of day 2, and we're in St. Moritz. And we're taking this train here, the Barina Express, all the way down. So let's click on that. We are ready to go. We'll be leaving at just after 12. There's no great rush yet. Yes, we're going from St. Moritz there all the way down the mountain railway. Very mountainous route this. All the way down this way to Tirana. Oh, hello. Lost control of the mouse for a second. To Tirana. And that's where we'll be finishing. And guess what? They're going to let me drive it, he said in a Michael Palin-esque voice. Away we go. So yes, this is the start of our fairly long haul down to Tirana. I don't know how long it is, but we've left at 12:02, so I'm now speeding, which is unfortunate. This is not going to be a quick run because we're doing a lot of mountainous parts of this area of southern Switzerland into Italy. It's the Alps we're going to be traversing through. There's going to be some fantastic scenery. So in an hour and 33 minutes we will enter day 3 of the adventure. This ridiculous thing that I've decided to do. That's our route. We're the blue bit up near my face, just here, and we're going right the way down there. So it's a fair old whack, this. Beautiful scenery. and a perfect way to spend the second and most of the third day of my adventure. The alpine scenery was absolutely beautiful, and the first part of the drive through the mountains was deceptively easy. As I passed through remote mountain towns, the gentle hum of the electric locomotive seemed almost lethargic with the ease of its task. I knew tougher challenges lay ahead, and that I would have to keep my wits about me. But that didn't stop me enjoying this magnificent route and its beautiful setting. So we're now at Mortarash, which is not necessarily a big station, but it's about a quarter of the way. The thing with something like this is it's difficult to control the locomotive because obviously it's snowy weather in the Swiss Alps and huge gradients either up or down. They're never just your average gradient. But yeah, I am really having to concentrate on this. This is actually quite a test of my train sim driving ability, which if you've seen any of the train sim stuff on the channel, you will know is not brilliant at times. In fact, there is a big Swiss Alpine railway turn. You only really see those in these sorts of railways. Look at this. Oh. This is just beautiful. I know it's a tough hill, but you are built for this. Come on, up you go. It's things like this where if I crash I will lose time. It's if I drive poorly I will lose time, and the games coming after this I will also lose time in as well. So because this is the last of the proper travel games for a bit. Drop us below 40 mph so we don't speed. This is really concentration. This is concentration heavy, this route, because of you get moments of, like in some of the shots you've seen we were travelling at 70 mph, but oh, this is going to be a struggle. As the weather began to draw in, the threat of more snow started to build in the back of my mind. With steep gradients both up and downhill to contend with, I could feel both myself and the locomotive beginning to feel the strain of our journey. One mistake here, and not only would I lose valuable time on my journey, but I could send the entire train down the mountainside, taking me along with it. I decided that time was less important than a safe arrival, so slowly, inch by inch and mile by mile, I edged the train down the rugged slopes. It took longer than I had hoped, but eventually we made it safely down the mountain. In fact, I'd been so slow and careful that during the course of my descent, something else had happened. I've moved house. That's how long it took me to come down the mountain. But we are now at Posciavo, which means I think we are at least in northern Italy now. It's already 13:25, so in 10 minutes we're going to be hitting day 4 of our travel. See, we're down here now, so we've got all of this left to travel. I'm hoping to reach Tirano by about 2:30, so only an hour into day 4. So here is Poshavo, just a quick look around before we head straight off. I think it's reasonably flat for this kind of route from this point on, at least I hope so. There are a couple of sticky points. There's one, just this little section here around Brusio, which gives us a couple of switchbacks and a curved tunnel, which means we are going at least we're not going on the flat anyway. But I shall see you next as we arrive in Tirano, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the journey through the Swiss mountains, guys. The final stretch of my journey down the mountain was, in comparison to the rest of it, easy and relaxing. The track began to level out and the sun finally broke through the clouds, taking the threat of snow with it. As I crept closer to the valley floor and began my approach into Tirano, my thoughts turned to the next leg of my journey, an early morning flight from Milan to Port Said in northern Egypt. Since the track was getting easier to negotiate, I could afford to think of time rather than safety once more. If I missed my flight, then it would be more lost time, and even at this early stage, that was something I simply could not afford. I needn't have worried, mind you. Soon, Tirano was ahead of us, and I could relax safe in the knowledge that, the next morning, I would be in the skies above the Mediterranean Ocean, heading towards Africa. Right, good morning everyone. It's been an overnight journey for me from Tirano to Milan, or very near it. I am at Milan Orio al Serio Airport. I'm flying to Port Said in northern Egypt. I'm flying a Douglas DC-3 in plain metal livery, and of course I'm using Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, so that's the guy just ahead of me, taking off, and we're now ready to go. Now, this is going to be a very, very, very long haul.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 28, Douglas, November 350, Delta Charlie.
Okay, here we go. Now, I am not a flyer in any way, shape or form, but what I need to do is need to get this straight on the runway to start with. And then once I've gained enough speed, need to get this thing into the air. Right, okay, so the wings have caught it now. And let's get this thing up into the air. There we go, we're off. We're now flying towards Africa, 1,359 miles, so if I could please keep my height, flight sim, that would be nice. Actually no, the time is coming down. It's about 8:30 in the morning here in game time, which means you've got a bit of time to fly. So now we are flying towards Africa in this beautiful old machine. I'm fairly sure that this is the type of airplane that James Bond flew in his what's it called, the one after Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. Fairly sure this is the one he flew and got shot at in and crashed in. Like I said, Douglas DC-3 in plain gunmetal livery as we look over Italy. Now we're basically going to fly over Greece and lots of the Mediterranean before we hit Africa. I won't talk to you much during this flight because I need to concentrate, because I don't play this game an awful lot at all. And that essentially means that I'm not very good at it. Yeah. Landing in this is the same to me as parking is in Euro Truck Simulator, but we probably will hit day 4 by the time we land. We're already deep into day 4 flying, so traveling, so we will hit day 5, I imagine. The thing is, once I get to Port Said, depending on where I land, because if I don't land in the actual city, that could seriously affect my my arrival times in Port Said. But the thing is, once I get to Port Said, it's an 11-day ferry ride, well, boat journey from Port Said down the Suez Canal to Mumbai. You won't see all of that because there is no game that allows me to travel the Suez Canal that I know of, certainly at time of recording. By the time I've recorded this, I shall almost certainly have found one and be cursing it, but never mind. Yeah, if you look at my GPS down below me, it's telling me it's going to be about an 8-hour flight. But we should have enough fuel. I'll keep my eye on it, obviously, but for now, I'm going to fly, and I shall probably catch up with you as we head over Greece. So I shall talk to you then, guys. Now you might be wondering, Humble Gamer fans, why I've decided to fly just this bit. And you might also be wondering, well, hold on, obviously you could just fly around the world, why not do that? I didn't want to do that. That's not the spirit of the Jules Verne thing. Obviously Jules Verne didn't have aeroplanes, which made Phileas Fogg's achievement even better. We are now into day 4 as well, as we fly over what I believe to be Greece. Just let me double check that my fuel is alright. Yeah, my fuel seems to be okay. I think that's my fuel. I don't know where my fuel is. That's another annoying thing about this aircraft. The thing is, I don't know anything about aircraft. Let us never ever forget that. So if I manage to land this thing in any way, shape or form, even if I don't manage to land it at Port Said, yes, I'll add time on, but landing at Port Said is not my issue. Landing is the thing I want to do most. And once I land at Port Said, it's an 11-day journey at sea from Port Said to Mumbai in India. So we're going to have been traveling over a fortnight in game time. But hopefully we won't get down too much after. It's looking like about 20 past 5, and the boat leaves in the morning, so I've got, you know, it's no real worry there, but in terms of the time, but it's going to be, so it's going to be into day 16, day 17 by the time I actually arrive in Mumbai. We're now getting to the bits that are tough. This is not a part of the journey I looked forward to, by the way, because like I said, I don't really play this game. I've got it and I occasionally have a quick flight, but never have I done something this massive on it. I am genuinely just hoping my fuel lasts. So we're about 2 hours away from Port Said now, so 400 miles, nautical miles. I shall see you probably as we head towards Port Said. Probably about 5 or 6 minutes to go. So. Having issues. One of my engines has gone, and I cannot tell if it's because I've run out of fuel or not. We are slowly dropping. I can't tell what the issue is, but something has gone drastically wrong. Oh god, I'm going to end up in the sea 257 miles away. That's the ocean. That is the Mediterranean Ocean. But they're both running. What's the issue? I'm going to go down. I'm actually going to go down. There's no way out of this now. Can I call a mayday?
Center, Douglas, November,
yeah, please, just give me flight following. Do something.
Request flight following. Douglas, November, 350, Delta, Charlie.
Help! Mayday, I am going down! Oh god, there are no airports either.
Athens Center, Douglas, 0, Delta, Charlie.
No, don't cancel flight following. Don't cancel flight following. What the hell is that over there? Is that an airport? No, that's... Oh god, I can't get anywhere. Give me something. Give me something, anything, just give me altitude. Great, now both my engines are dead. What, am I out of fuel? Is that what it's telling me? I don't even know where my fuel gauge is. I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna have to ditch it. Oh, fuel selector gauge. Can I do something with that? Oh, come on, give me something, please. I don't know what any of these dials mean. Please, do not die on me. Oh god, this is gonna go badly. I'm gonna crash. I'm actually gonna crash. One engine. I've got one engine. No, this is it. This is legitimately it. I'm going down. That's the ocean. I'm gonna have to ditch it. I'm gonna have to ditch it. Sorry, don't miss. It was an absolute disaster. Not only would I lose valuable time, but I was left adrift in the middle of the ocean with no obvious hope of rescue. After hours of agonizing waiting, my prayers were answered by a passing freighter heading to Port Said. I wouldn't arrive until midday the following day, but that would be enough. Better a late arrival and a later ferry than being stuck in the middle of the ocean. The next afternoon I boarded a liner that would take me to Mumbai in India, a 12-day cruise along the Suez Canal. While I enjoyed the sun and the relaxing journey, I got chatting to a Mumbai local about a mutual shared interest: cricket. We got into a friendly argument about which country had the better team, England or India. By pure chance, on the afternoon we made port in Mumbai, the city was playing host to a charity match between the all-time best teams from both nations. So we made a wager. If England won, then he would personally drive me overnight to Goom, my next destination. If India won, however, I would have to make my own way. Given that Fogg had only taken 3 days to get across the entire subcontinent, it was a chance I had to take. My fate would be decided on the field. Yes, you now join me in Mumbai, in India, or Bombay as it would have been called in the Jules Verne era. We are playing as the England all-time 11 against the India all-time 11 in a T10 match. Either way, here's the coin toss. They're going to call tails. We'll go through the lineups in a second for those of you that care about such things. England won the toss. We're going to have a bat, I reckon. England lineup: Ian Botham, Alex Stewart, Kevin Peterson, Len Hutton, Andrew Flintoff, Jack Hobbs, Barrington, Graham Swan, Harold Lowell, Derek Underwood and Fred Truman. Some of the greatest English players to ever have played the game of cricket. For India, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar, 3 of the best players that India have ever produced. Sunil Gavaskar, Virendra Sehwag, Hazare, Mankad, Kapil Dev, Anil Kumble, Srinath and Prasanna. So our openers, Ian Botham and Alex Stewart. Ian Botham wouldn't have played any T10 matches, nor would Alex Stewart. It's not a professionally recognised thing, but it's a good short match to see whether I can win this bet or not. I'm really hoping I can. Basically, we've got 10 overs to score as many as we want. We want to get at least to 100, and we're facing Anil Kumble to start. So let's get going, shall we? No run. Stay back. Sorry, I'm so used to just clicking quick runs. Yes, now I used to be a bit of a cricketer in my time, so hopefully I can win this bet. And I can get myself the, as I missed that one entirely. But hopefully I can get myself that that lift to the Darjeeling Railway. Oh dear, that's poor from me. You cannot waste time in this. There's not enough time in the game to waste. You can't miss stuff. So at the moment, it's not going to go well. Dive, you're in, you're safe. We've got to run, we scored 1. Just need another 99 now. So Alex Stewart. Good shot. That might actually go for 4. It will go for 4, yes. Yep, there's a run there, easily. Get in. Thank you. So 5 off the first over, that's not bad. It wasn't bad. And in the next over, Alex Stewart managed to get some serious runs on the board with 2 huge 6s. But in true England cricketing style, it couldn't last.
Oh no, he's not run out, is he? Oh, he is. I've run him out. I've run Ian Botham out. What a stupid, stupid thing. I just pressed the wrong button. What are those two doing by the wickets? I just pressed the wrong button. You know, I think it was very first ball I did that. Yep, there we are. No, he's definitely out. He's gone. Ian Botham gone for 1. Now, any mistake I make is going to cost me a day. This could cost me the whole journey. This is one of the ones where I really could lose some valuable time that I may not make up. He's definitely out. I don't know why I'm watching that replay. Right, Kevin Peterson. Yeah, he can slog him around the park. Oh, he's edged it. Oh, oh, that was a horrible sound. Don't know if you just heard there was a little click. Not where I intend to put that. Right, Kevin Peterson, what can you do? Smash him for... Oh, God! He's going to be run out! That's going to be close. That's going to be a replay, I reckon. Yeah, TV replay. Kevin Peterson could be out first ball. Oh, I don't know. Is his back down? Decision pending. Oh, Kevin Peterson gone. Run out by MACLEOD. Those of you that know your cricket, that's a very ironic person to be out run out to. This is not going well. No. Keep your finger down. Fuck you! How? How is that out? Review the fuck out of that thing. Or it could be a really good delivery that I have just entirely missed. Pitched. If it pitches outside leg, I'm fine. It's pitching in line. Impact in line. Wickets hitting. I am out. I'm out.
Those 3 cheap early wickets had cost me, and they seemed to set the tone for the rest of the innings.
Ah, he's out. Now he is out. Yeah, that's gone. Wasted Andrew Flintoff. Oh, he's gone. Alex Stewart's out. Yes! Gone. Out. Is that an edge? It is. He's out. Graham Swan's gone. 50 for 7. That's out as well. He's gone. He's got to be umpire. Yeah. Finishes with a wicket. They'll even finish 51 for 8 off their 10 overs. Howard Larwood walks off on his own. That's not gone well. That's not gone well at all. Just to reiterate, India need 52 for victory, which is 5.2 runs and over. That should be easy for them. If I lose, it's going to take me an extra day to get to where I need to go. If I win, I'm going to get driven north tonight, so I'll get there for the train tomorrow. Oh God, here we go. I've forgotten how to do this. So no ball and 4. I've entirely forgotten how to do it. And the reason they're so tiny is because I'm on veteran mode, which means I'm going to struggle. It's a poor delivery from me. I cocked that up. Don't go for 4. It's gone for 4. It needs less than a run of ball. Catch it! Oh! That's a 6. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. Oh, don't go leg side. Don't go leg side. $25 to win off about 48 deliveries. That was poor from me. That was an awful delivery. Couldn't see it behind my head, but it was just poor all over the place. That's a 6. Oh, catch him! Oh no. No. 4 runs. That's 4. 2 to win. BUGDEN! Yes! Harold Larwood. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is gone. Off stump, out the ground. So it won't be a 10-wicket victory. They won't have completely flashed me. I have a consolation wicket. That's a good ball. Poor shot from Dhoni, but it's a good ball. Yeah, this is the problem. Sachin Tendulkar is the next man in. Sachin Tendulkar, possibly the greatest Test cricketer from the subcontinent ever. Catch him. Nah, they've won. That's it. That's it. Well played, India. And that means that it will be, where's my count of days? 15, 16, 17. Be day 19 as opposed to day 18 by the time I get to my next stop in India and continue the next leg of my journey. And that was all down to me. I batted really badly.
The result was never really in doubt, but my chances of getting back to Birmingham inside 80 days were. I now had to make my own way to Goom, which meant I'd lost a day. Even though I was ahead time-wise, Fogg's speed across India meant that I would lose my lead very quickly. I could only hope that I would have better luck from here on in.
Good evening, humble gamer fans. You now join me in Goom, on the southern end of the Darjeeling and Himalayan Light Railway. We need to collect some passengers, and we are taking the evening train back down to Darjeeling. There's another service arriving here. It shouldn't take us that long, but we're already on to day 20. It is nearly 11 o'clock at night as the other train pulls in, and we can get a chance to have a look at our wonderful locomotive. Once the train for Darjeeling has arrived, take your train to Darjeeling. Don't forget to change the points ahead of you. Yes, I will do that. It's quite a short journey, which is the one saving grace, because we are not stopping anywhere. But I still have to get from Darjeeling across to, oh, what's the port? I've got it written here. Still got it across from Darjeeling to Calcutta, but we can deal with that in a moment. So, India has not gone well for me at all. India has just gone poorly for me so far. Now, this is quite a tough little route, because there's a lot of uphill and downhill. Awful lot of uphill and downhill. So I'm going to take this very nice and gently. Take this very gently because I want to get to Darjeeling in one piece. Any more crashes and we are in some serious, serious trouble. Right, so we're about 2.5 miles away from Darjeeling, our final destination down the bottom of the hill, and we are just about managing to keep the train on the rails. It's a lovely route, this. One I want to travel on very much in real life, and I'm very, very glad I got the chance to do even just this version for this video. But because it's been an amazing journey so far, and you get to see some wonderful stuff. But yeah, so we've got to hurry on down, but without crashing, because if I crash, I'm in some serious doo-doo. Need to catch my overnight connection from Darjeeling to the coast. A bit more, get us down a little bit, slow us down. Good, self-lapped. Right, we're now 2 miles away from Darjeeling, and the locomotive, I have to say, I don't remember which one I'm driving. Is mine a named one or not? Hawkeye I'm driving. It's a very nice locomotive. The different locomotives do respond differently. I happen to have picked one. I happen to have been on one with Hawkeye where it's at least a little bit sturdy on the rails. But right, 1 in 20. Oh God, we are going to have to arrest some speed soon. I cannot afford to crash. I just cannot afford to even risk crashing. Right, guys, I shall talk to you once I get back to Darjeeling because I've got some serious work to do here. Well, the inevitable's happened. I have crashed. Is the short answer to what's happened there, which means that India has been awful for me. Well, fortunately, I was close enough to Darjeeling. I can get a taxi down there, but yeah, we crashed. So once again, everything is going wrong. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this, guys. So I shall get to Darjeeling by the evening, and I shouldn't lose too much time. It's not going well, India. It's not going well at all. Hopefully, we are still ahead of the Jules Verne schedule by 2 days. We're 2 days further. We're 2 days further on than Jules Verne was. So this is getting tough now, guys. It's starting to punish me. It's starting to punish me. It'll probably be on the morning of day 22, which means that we are 1 day ahead. That's all we've got. We've got 1 day to play with before I have to start making up more time. Right.
So much for Lady Luck. She had clearly abandoned me in northern Italy and not given me a thought since. The stricken locomotive was a fitting metaphor for my journey, completely off the rails. Helped by the locals and railway staff, we finally managed to get Hawkeye back on the rails, but by then I had missed my overnight connection to Calcutta. There was another connection in the morning, but I would arrive in Calcutta after 1:35 p.m. local time, which meant that my lead over Fogg was cut to just 1 day. When I arrived in Calcutta, I was to take part in a historical reenactment of one of the battles in India's struggle for independence from the oppressive rule of the British Empire. I would be leading the Indian resistance. For me, however, this battle was a question of time rather than victory. If I took too long, I would fall behind Fogg, which I could not afford to do at any cost.
So yes, this battle is not about victory, it's about time. We're just doing a reenactment of one of the battles in the Indian battle for independence at the end of the British Empire's occupation. I'm playing as the Indians, and we are going to deploy ourselves against the British. So let's have a look. Where are the British forces? Can I see them? I cannot see them. They are not here. Good, strong troops, the Indians. Helped us a lot in World War II and World War I. In fact, they've helped Britain a lot in general. And we would not have half the victories we do without them. But now, it is worth saying, I am no military general. I cannot stress enough how much I am not a military general and how badly this could go. Now, we have 20 minutes from the start of this battle. Now, as you can see, down the bottom corner of the screen is a timer, because when I entered India, I was 2 days ahead of Phileas Fogg. Now, I am only 1 day ahead, and if I finish this battle within 20 minutes, I am still on day 22, which is the day he left India. However, if it takes more than 20 minutes, it's 10 minutes per day, basically, is what we're doing. If it takes more than 20 minutes, I'm behind. and I need to make up time. And after this we have quite a long, I think it's a 13-day ferry journey. We have quite a long, after this we have quite a long ferry journey over to Yokohama. So, ending deployment and pressing start now. Right, cavalry, you know what to do, move forward. Now I've got to be careful with my mouse because my hand for the mouse is right in front of this camera down here, so I don't want to do anything untoward. Yes, now who are the mortar guys? You were doing some good stuff, weren't you? So you keep doing that. We're going to hold ourselves here. All the mortars are away. Let's have a look. Okay, we're joining battle.
Enemy cavalry are charging towards you.
Are they? Where? There's no enemy cavalry charging towards my flank. Okay, if we can move all you guys forward now. Who the heck are those guys? Light infantry. So let me send you guys to deal with...
Maintaining.
Great, we're routing. How joyful is that? Come on, I reckon we've got this. I reckon we'll be okay. Right. So we're doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. It's on normal difficulty, by the way, so... Attack them, they're not doing anything, are they? You can go running into them. Elephants, can you run? Get them running, charge them. As you can see, I'm genuinely not a military commander. Good, that's some more British routing. Run. You guys, run into them. Now let's get these guys running at these guys, shall we? Have I lost all my cavalry? I think I have, haven't I? General's bodyguard, you get involved. Aha! The British are starting to waver. Okay, come on. We're nearly into day 22. We're 3 minutes away from day 22.
Clicking on the melee button in the bottom right of the screen.
I think, you know, I genuinely think we're winning. I wouldn't say we're winning well. I think we've probably got this. We're nearly into day 22. Since everyone else seems to be legging it. Hey, Charlie. Charlie's joined me in India. She's joined me on the journey for a lot of this, you know. The British are routing. I didn't... Look, the plane that crashed was a long time ago. Oh, the train. Yeah, that was... the train's been fixed. It's been picked up by the locals. Go on, run, elephants. Run. Charge straight through the British ranks. Okay, now charge straight back out of the British ranks. Run! Run, you silly elephants, run! Get out of there!
Your own lines are not broken.
Aha, the British are starting to flounder. They're all gone. Oh, it's these two. Come on, break them. They're legging it. The British are running. The British are running. Take out the General's bodyguard. Ah, we're now into day 22. I've got 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Well, 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Aha! The General has legged it. The British are actually legging it now. Right, to go after those, and then we will have done it, and we will have done it. We'll have left India in 22 days. Finally, some success in India. I love India. I've never been. I really want to go in real life, but good God, it's been a difficult fight to get across India. What with losing in the cricket and the train crash. Finally, some success, and I mean tangible, actual success. 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Aha! They're routing as well. Lovely. Let's all aim at them. Well, this has been a pretty successful reenactment. Yep, as everybody legs it. All the British are just disappearing. I'll say. Broken routing. Good. Now I do believe we won! We won! With 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go, so we're about halfway through day. So it's about 1 o'clock in the morning on day 22, but we did it! We did it, and we have left India on day 22. And that's the important thing, because that means that we are now level time-wise with Phileas Fogg, which means that we can maybe make up time, because next we're going to Hong Kong. There's going to be a long ferry journey. In fact, once I can remove my timer now, because we've done. Look, 5 minutes and 37 seconds to go. We did it in just over 15 minutes, that battle. Now, we've now got a 13-day ferry journey from Calcutta to Hong Kong. We've then got to get from Hong Kong to Japan, and they spent some time in Hong Kong as well. That's what I'm going to do. So we've got 6 days to get from Hong Kong to Yokohama. Now, the ferry journeys are fixed time. All ferry journeys are fixed time. That's how long they're going to take. So it's going to take us now 13 days. So I shall see you very, very soon on day 35. But, anyway, I've got to go to ferry to Hong Kong, so I shall see you in Hong Kong on day 35.
I had left India level with Phileas Fogg. In itself, this was an achievement given my run of luck. No matter how much I love India as a country, I was grateful to finally leave that part of my journey behind me. But 13 days at sea later, I disembarked on the waterfront of Hong Kong, and I had a full day to myself. My ferry to Yokohama was at midday tomorrow, so all I had to do was fill my time.
Yep, you joined me in sunny Hong Kong. Now, there's not a lot to do here in Hong Kong. There's a fair few sights to see, but my boat doesn't leave until 12 o'clock tomorrow. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning now, 10 to 8. So what we're going to do is I've set myself a challenge, which is to drive around Hong Kong 5 times. And I should be doing that in a bike, 1 lap in a bike, 1 lap in a car, 1 lap in a lorry, 1 lap in a bus, and 1 lap in a boat, whichever boat I can get my hands on. It is now 8:09, so I have 28 hours in-game time to do this, but the problem is, driving here, I lost my bike in the ocean, so I've got to go and find a bike. Aha! Someone on a bike. No, get off the bike, get off the bike! Okay, right, we're going this way around. So I've got to get onto the highway, and then the challenge shall begin properly. So what I might do, while I've conveniently stopped... Okay, so here we go, lap 1. In a bike. Ow! This may not come as a shock to anyone. I'm not very good at bikes. Okay, we're onto the freeway, so the first lap starts. Here we go. Now, the bike is the one I'm least scared of. That should take the least time. Oh, hello. Never mind. Got to stay on the big freeway and go around it 5 times. The problem is going to be spending the time finding all the other vehicles. I could get lost then. Of course, there's the police to think about. Like I said, the lap on the bike I'm not worried about. Basically what I'm doing is an endurance race.
Oh, those two nearly crashed. Hello, roadworks. Just gonna... Oh god! Oh god! That's fine. Oh, that's all fine. That's all fine. I think I need to come up on the wrong side of the road and then find a bus. No, find a car first. Yeah, there's a junction coming up very, very soon, I think, on the other side. In fact, there it is. Yeah, this is all legal. This is all legitimate. Waterfront is down here, isn't it? So I need to dump the bike at the waterfront. This is not the waterfront. I've gone the wrong way. No. Where is the waterfrent? I have to drop my bike off at the waterfront. Oh no, I'm on the way to the waterfront. Oh, I've come off too early. Ah, bugger. There we go. So this is the way to the waterfront. Here it is. Here it is. Here we go. And jump off. There we go. Well done. Right, so that's the bike done. The bike is done. Now I need to find a car. There's a couple parked, but let's see if we can get a good one, shall we? What time is it? Right, I've got 24 hours before my boat goes, or just under. Doesn't matter which way around I go, so I don't want that car. I want a nice car. Where's a sports car? There must be a sports car around here somewhere, surely. I want a really nice car. I want like a real sporty car. Real cool car. I've wasted nearly half an hour looking for a sodding car. Oh, fuck it. We'll go with this little sort of smarty people carrier thing. Get in. Okay, fine. Go. Oh, no, sports car. Oh! Lady, give me a sports car. Lady, I need this. Look, lady. I need the sports car. That's it. Grab her by her ear. Yes, I am a thief. Let's go. Just keep going. Let's just keep going. There's where I come off. There's my objective. The thing is, after this, I've got to do a lorry and then a bus. And then the boat. Should have it done by 12 o'clock tomorrow, but you never know. The day-night cycle in this particular part of the world is very quick. Yeah, the car's fine. It's fine. There's not a problem there. Oh god, just come off. I didn't want to come off. Can I get back on? Can I please get back on? Please let me back on. Ow. It's fine, I know what I'll do. I'll just swing back round. Let's just do that. Oh. Well, that didn't go as planned. Interest in helping. Here we are, and this is the waterfront, so flop. Yeah, that's fine. It's perfectly parked. Parked that superbly. Where did my bike go? Where did I drop my bike? Not that I need it again. Right, now. What time is it? 5:30 in the evening. Okay, so now I need to find... What does I need to find? A lorry. I need to find a lorry. I think there was one here. Aha! A lorry! And it's just sat there. Almost as if it's waiting for me. Come here, lorry. Get out of the lorry. I need to make a delivery. Oh god, this is slow. Oh my god, this is slow. But after this I need to find the bus. How the fuck am I going to find a bus? Out of my way. Out of my way. I need to go... I need to get back on the motorway. There we go. Oh god, this is slow. Oh god, out of the way, car.
Road rage.
Shut up! I have a job to do and I've got to do it quickly. speed. I knew the lorry and the bus would slow me up on the road. I knew they would. And the thing is, the boat is going to be tough. So close, I'm so close, I'm so close. We're into day 36 already. We got there at 1:35 PM this afternoon. So now so day 36 of my journey around the globe. Ah, no, I need to cut across, don't I? There's a lorry in my way. There we go. Coming through. Thank you. Oh, he just dutifully stopped me. He's like, oh, totally alright. I appear to be on your side of the road, sir. Either way, here we go. Is my bike still around here? Yeah, that's cool. Right, so the lorry. Tick! 3 out of 5. Now I need to find a bus. Buses better run at night. Please, that's a fire. Now that's a fire engine. I'm such a kid. I'm driving a fire engine at aggressive speeds around a motorway. Take out this bike in. There he goes. Oh! Ooh! Oh. I now slowed myself up considerably and I didn't want to do that. Out of my way, barrels. Oh, that was satisfying. That was very satisfying. Okay. Dump this here. Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. Right, fine, boat it is. But I'll tell you what, this is the one that could dick me over because for a start I've got to get to the dock. Bosh! I didn't have to do that. Oh, that one will do. God, it's getting light already. What time is it? Oh, of course, I've got to get my phone out while I'm swimming. Okay, this boat will do nicely. God, 3 kilometres. This is the longest bit of the journey. Right, okay, let's do this. I've got to get back to that dock by 12 o'clock. Thank God I didn't go for the bus. I'd be in trouble. I'd be in big trouble. But he's following me. Or they're just sort of there. They're just sort of there. That's fine. The one thing this thing's missing is a plane. And I haven't seen one yet. There could be... Whoa, God! Shit! I've grounded the boat. Fuck! I need another boat. I need another boat. I desperately need another boat. Come on, I just need a boat. This sailboat will do, won't it? They're pretty quick, right? If I miss this ferry. Shit! Okay, this has now become a genuine race. Yes! I can hijack the boat. Let's go. You better have an onboard motor. Good. Fuck! I'm screwed. What time is it? That's right, I've still got 4 hours to get around the whole island. Well, I have bollocksed this one good and proper. Oh, look at him, smug in his quick boat. Oh, it's the police. Dare I steal a police boat? Dare I steal a police boat? I mean, the option's there. The option is definitely there. Yes, I steal a police boat. No, 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 don't go away. Oh, damn it, police boat. Damn it, police boat, I was going to steal you. Oh no, come back boat, come back. All is forgiven. But I've just got to hope that there's a better boat at this dock that can get me around the rest of the island in 2 hours. You know what, that fishing boat will probably do. Unless there's something else at the dock. Which I can't imagine there would be. This looks like quite a fishing dock. I haven't just sunk the fishing boat, have I? No, good. There's nothing else, no, there's nothing else. Well, I've got no choice, have I? I've got to go for the fishing boat. Because I cocked it all up. I'm fucked. I'm going to leave that timer up there now. Because I'm... Oh, yeah, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. It's going to cost me another day. Damn it! God damn it, I knew the boats would fuck me up. Aha! Ha 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 ha! A different kind of boat. Ha ha! Now, maybe, just maybe we're in business. It's highly doubtful, but just maybe. Still got 3 kilometers to go in 40 minutes. Hong Kong has broken me. Ow! I've got 15 minutes to do 2.6 kilometers. That isn't happening, but never mind. Oh, that's Aberdeen Island. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm going to miss my first boat. There is another boat, but it takes me on to day 37. There's a boat in the evening. At about 12 o'clock. No, at about 8 o'clock, sorry. So I'm going to miss... I'll get that one, but... Oh, God! Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Yeah, there we go. My original ferry has left, so I will be here on day 37. I wish I'd kept that original boat. I'd have made it in the original boat. It was the fact that I crashed and then crashed the second boat I picked. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 135. Welcome to day 37. Is there a jump? Can I finish on a jump? Well, I'm gonna. There we go. Just gonna calmly get out into a wall. That's fine. Stupid boat. Stupid, stupid, stupid boat. Right, I've got to wait. Now I'm going to wait until about 8 PM. You know what, I'm going to take it out on this policeman. Oh god, now the police are after me. Fuck. Ow. Yes, I'll pick that up, thank you. Ah! And so I died! That's how we finish Hong Kong. I mean, that seems legitimate. Right, so, we're now on day 37. I am dead. And I've got a journey to Yokohama, where I'll get my ferry across to San Francisco. I've got 4 days to get to Yokohama.
Despite my death, I managed to catch the evening ferry to Yokohama. When I arrived, I was met on the docks by an old man who had heard of my journey. He told me that any man who could attempt such an adventure must have learned much wisdom in his travels. He asked if I would be willing to use what I had learned to help one of his nephews. Apparently, he was neglecting his schoolwork in favour of chasing girls. Since I had a full day to wait in Yokohama, I felt obliged to help make his nephew see sense, using the only language he would understand.
Yeah, just to clarify, what we're doing is because the 3 first fights in story mode
From above!
take us to, hold on, let me just pause. The 3 fights from story mode eventually take us to fight with kick, because obviously I'm playing as dive. But my challenge is I've got 5 goes at each fight, so I've got 3 fights to do, because there's this one against Dr. Scholes, the next one against an unknown opponent, and the third one is always against kick. I get 5 goes at each fight, before I have to basically call it quits. So, yeah, let's see if I can get kicked back into school, shall we?
Fraud detection warning. Fraud detection.
Yeah, I'm playing the YOLO mode as well. Yes, got her.
Detection.
Okay, that was a tough one.
Round 2. Dive kick.
There we go, straight into a shin. Ooh!
Round 3.
This, of course, go one.
Dive kick.
Oh, right into the stomach. Smash! That's a knee crusher. That's a knee crusher.
Choke detection warning.
Yeah, she's gonna choke. I could do this first go.
Warning.
Should point out there's no time pressure on this.
Dive kick.
This is just me having fun in Yokohama. Oh! And I've lost the first one. I'll make a note of that.
Fraud
Yes, I
detection
know.
warning.
Fraud detection warning. It's because I did that in my. That's because I chose to have the foot. And that's 2-0 to her. Yes! Got her! Oh, double KO.
Round 2.
Okay, it was a dead heat. Got her. Smack into at the back of her shin. Oh! Nailed her. And now she's dazed. And onto the arse. I literally kicked her ass.
Dive kick.
And there goes her knees. There we go. Got through one.
Choke.
Yeah, she choked. Boom. Dr. Scholl's kicking her ass. Boom. Fun way to spend a day in Yokohama. Ooh, Johnny Gat.
Fraud detection warning.
This is the most aggressive version of Fight Club.
Round 1.
It's not the most aggressive version, is it? Oh, right into the chest of the Gat. Oh.
Round 2.
See if we can get out of this one fairly swiftly. Headshot. Oh, nice. That would have stung right in the forehead.
Round 3. Dive kick. Double kill.
Another headshot because he was down. Right in the back of the head as well.
4. Dive kick.
And there's the shin. So now we're already at choke warning.
Choke detection warning. Choke detection warning.
Johnny Gat's been nothing so far.
Dive kick.
Headshot to finish it off. Smack.
Choke detected.
Okay, now. We've won that one, but this is the important one because there is a boy out there who needs to go to school and we need to make him. All before I get on a boat to go to America. That's all. That's all. 8 equals D. I don't know what that means. Your grades are terrible. Why won't you focus at school? I understand interested, bro. You spend your Friday with a math book, but I always have a hot date. Your lifestyle just doesn't add up. I should have seen the signs. If I win, you have to take your studies more seriously. Your future is at stake. Fine, but if I win, you gotta loosen up.
Yes.
I apologise to everybody for those impressions.
Fraud detection warning.
Yes, we know.
Fraud detection warning.
Okay, so I did Johnny Gat first time, but I've got 5 goes at getting this guy to go to score, and that's 1.
Detected. Fraud detected.
Already down by 1.
Give up.
No, I will not give up. You need to go to school, kick.
Dive kick.
Boosh! Ha
Averted.
Bye bye, knees.
Round 2. Dive kick.
Ah! Mistimed it.
Wins.
Yeah, drop the fucking mic, why don't you, kick? At least I know how microphones work, because I went to school. Ah!
Kick. Wins.
I'm just gonna have to go back to the old sensei and say, I'm sorry, I couldn't convince your student to go to school. Ah!
Kick. Wins.
Whatever else I gain in this journey around the world, that one
Round
poor inner city boy
Dive kick.
could not be convinced to go to school, and no, that's it.
Fraud detected.
Continue.
I couldn't convince him to go to school. So, sorry. That's it.
I apologised to the sensei for my failure, and while he was clearly disappointed and worried for his nephew, he wished me luck on the rest of my journey and hoped he would someday hear of my success. I boarded a cruise ship from Yokohama to San Francisco with a heavy heart, but 22 days at sea gave me a chance to reflect on the adventure that lay ahead of me. The great expanse of North America was before me, a continent that Phileas Fogg had crossed in a mere 7 days, and that was while dealing with some justifiably angry natives who attacked his train. Even though I was 3 days ahead after my recent exploits, aided greatly by the more modern ships I had at my disposal than Fogg had, I knew that it was across America where the challenge would be won or lost.
Yes, welcome to day 61. You join me in a very, very rainy San Francisco. And the fun thing about this is I don't know what button it is to make the wipers go, so this could be fun. A little bit of update on the journey. We haven't done much of this. It is now day 61. We're heading into day 62 at 1:35 p.m. Today. That means we have 19 days before we hit day 80. So I've got 19 days of possible travel left. The remaining stuff was done by Jules Verne, so getting from the west coast of America back to London was done in 16 days, which means that I've got 3 days of leeway. Hong Kong and Japan went pretty well. India didn't, as we all remember, but Hong Kong and Japan went pretty well, which means that we've got 3 days of leeway. I'm currently 3 days ahead of schedule. But across America, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. They did it in 7 days. I'm hoping I can do it in less than that. Now, the journey for this part, we're going to San Simon. So we're starting here in San Francisco, right on the west coast. We're going all the way down to San Simon down here. So we're going quite a way. As you can see, we're going a long way from San Francisco up here to San Simon down here. It's going to take us about 21 hours, 21, 22 hours. We're obviously going to have a rest at some point in that journey, but I am fully rested. My truck is fully healed. We are away. We're going up the hilly streets in San Francisco. Oh, this is going to be a long... This is where the journey really starts. This is the home straight now. We've done a lot of the fun stuff. We had a lot of fun in Hong Kong and Japan. I've just gone through a red light, never mind. But now we are on the home straight. We will eventually come out of the streets of San Francisco and hit the open road. 32, 133, 134, 135. It is now day 62. So let's get this truck rolling, shall we?
It felt good to be behind the wheel again, speeding along the great and glorious highways of the Southwest USA. The weather changed at last, rain clouds giving way to clear blue skies, and, for the first time in a while on this trip, I remembered what it meant to truly enjoy the journey without thinking about the destination.
We've got about 915 miles to go before we reach San Simon. It's going to be a long old journey because I'm starting to get warm. But the weather, as you can see, has vastly improved, and we can finally see some of this wonderful scenery that is southwestern America. But yeah, so we are coming up on Huron. We're not going to stop there. We're stopping. Our next stop is Los Angeles, which is not very far away. So, see you very soon.
Los Angeles is further back up. We're not going to Los Angeles on this trip. We are going to Santa Maria, which is coming up very, very shortly. We've made decent time. It's now about 20 to 6 in the evening. I will be driving to another point to rest. Filming on this game is not as easy as it is on Train Sim. So I got a bit banged up on the journey, so we'll just need to give it a quick once over. Feels really weird to know that I started this not only so long ago. It's been a long time recording this. It's been a long old journey, certainly longer than the 80 in-game days that you guys have seen. We're not resting in Santa Maria. I want to drive into the night if possible, not through the night. I also want to drive into every part of this service station. Our resting point is Los Angeles. We're going to drive through Oxnard first. I don't know how far away they are. And we're going to get back onto the freeway. And this time I will see you in Los Angeles.
As I made my way to LA, with the open road and setting sun my companions, the magic and excitement of what I was trying to do and what I could actually achieve at the end of it began to sink in. Virtual or not, I was travelling around the globe, and that was something pretty special. Whatever the result, it would be an unforgettable journey, and I don't forget much in my life.
Phileas Fogg, that was his name. That was the bastard's name who did this. Whoa! Why is the policeman going at me? That was entirely not my fault. And my rest stop is just here on the right, in downtown Los Angeles. I'm getting to see the world in digital form. Yet you see, what I've done there is I've hit another truck.
Never mind. The next morning dawned clear and hot, but the journey ahead was calling me. So I hit the open road once more.
We're now taking a very swift detour through to San Diego. I have just discovered San Diego. I knew it was there. But yeah, so we've got about 520 miles to go now. We've got about 9 hours and 20 minutes of driving left, so it's going to be a long old road. But it's going to be so worth it. Nice place. I hope you enjoyed your very swift visit to San Diego, everybody. So I think my next stop is, it's quite a way away, so I shall see you at the next stop. So let's get back on the freeway and get going. Just to say that, we've got to stop, but either way.
We started to leave the cities behind and were soon out in the rugged deserts of Arizona. The scenery was breathtaking, the weather gorgeous, and the road stretched out before me for miles. What a glorious way to travel.
It's now day 63 and we're heading towards Tucson, which is our next stop, Tucson, Arizona. Oh, well, there we go. The truck was on its side. Oh, that could have been bad. That could have been a bad accident. But the good bit about this bit of freeway is that we're allowed to open the taps. The top speed is 75 miles an hour. 75! Which means we can bomb along the freeway. It's now going to be about 10 past 7, so we've already made up some time. But there are issues. There are issues. But we'll come to those later. I know there are issues.
With my long road trip coming to an end, I began to think forward once again to the journey that lay ahead of me. I still had to cross the rest of America and stay at worst level with Phileas Fogg, or risk a late arrival in Birmingham and fail in my goal of going around the world in 80 days. There was still so much travelling to do, and so much that could go wrong, and even with my lead over Fogg's time, it was no sure thing that I would succeed. I had to stay focused on the road ahead.
Oh, sorry. Here we are. San Simon, or San Simon. This is it. We've made it. So yeah, we've made it. That's it. That's God knows how many hundreds of miles. We've made it to San Simon. Oh, that was fun. We're still only on day 63, so it's about, what, 6:30 in the evening, 25 past 6, so we've got this far, and that's the important thing, so...
Now all I had to do was get from San Simon to New York. The obvious choice was to fly, but given what had happened last time, I decided against it. Then a thought struck me. There was a very risky but highly rewarding road to Washington, if I dared to take it. If I succeeded, not only would I get myself to Washington, but I will also get the keys to a very nice apartment.
Be honest, you'd trust that guy to run a country, wouldn't you? So yes, there's me. We're going to Washington, the old-fashioned American way. Now, obviously, this game doesn't have a day-night cycle. It has a 21-day campaign cycle, which is 3 weeks. So what I'm going to say is every week counts as a day as far as my journey is concerned. We're starting on day 63 in Arizona, and the goal is to get to Washington by the end of those 3 days. My opponent is going to be Donald Trump, since he is the current president of the United States. Seems to make the most sense. I've never spotted that before, but his credibility score in this game is 1. So a gamer versus Trump. Win the states, win the election. Up for grabs, leaning your way in certain victory. Good. So we start in Arizona, we're aiming for Washington. You. Let's come there. I would like to give a speech. I'd like to give a speech on deficit reduction. Go! Oh yeah, build an outreach centre in Ohio. Yeah, you do that. You do that. God, Trump's flying all over the place. Let's give a speech about unemployment in Texas. Aha! Okay, that's the end of the turn, so we're now into week 3. Which is basically every 7 weeks is going to be a day now. Let's create an ad saying that my opponent opposes deficit reduction. Yeah, take that one, Trumpy. Let's give a speech in Wyoming about how my opponent favours bank bailouts. Oh, I gained 1%. Yay! I can't tell if I'm winning or not. I've got 46% of the vote. Okay. Now on to week 7. So this is the end. After this is the end of our first day of this journey. Right. So now we're on to day 64. Oh, that bastard! He's doing really well. Damn him. Ah, we choose running mates. I'm going to choose of those. Yeah, fuck it. Barack Obama, you can run with me. Okay, people are starting to turn. Just about got 45% of the vote, and as we all know in America, you don't need the whole vote to win. Okay, so let's fly out to wherever Trump is, and let's have a one-on-one. As we're heading towards the end of day 2, which will give us take us to day 65. Let's hire a smear merchant, shall we?
what has happened? Oh, of course he's won the endorsement of the Christian Confederation. Still winning the vote so far. And I've done it on far less money than Trump. Okay, let's see if we can take Ohio. Voters indecisive, it's 45% each. I'm so pro that alternative energy. I see what you're doing, Trump. I see what you're doing. We're still tied. We're still tied. Let's give a speech in Colorado, shall we? Let's say that I favour deficit reduction. This is the last day. It's... oh, you're 1% ahead. Come on, Arkansas, help me out. I don't have enough political capital. It's the last week. I'm going to lose to Donald Trump. Oh. Here we go. I've won! I won the election! Yay! I made it to Washington as the winner! Managed to win the electoral college despite the general lack of support from most voters. One of the most deciding factors was his use of political capital, which he used more extensively than Trump. Gamer spent less money than Trump, which just goes to show you don't have to buy victory. So, yay! I won! With 62 million votes! Oh, well, either way, I'm now in Washington, so I'll see you in Washington. This is President Humble Gamer, signing off.
My arrival in Washington was that truly befitting of a newly inaugurated President of the Union, but I had no time to enjoy the festivities. Not because I had a country to run, but because that country was demanding a brand new high-speed railroad between Washington and New York. Without it, I had no way of finally getting to the East Coast and catching my ship to Southampton. I had some serious work to do.
So welcome to Washington now. This is the part of the journey that is going to be very, very tricky because we're using Sid Meier's Railroad to get us from Washington down here on the map to New York. Up here, we've got quite a long way to cover. We'll go through all these towns, and the campaign mission for this particular map is to connect Washington, Philadelphia, not so fussed about Philadelphia, and New York by 1880. We start in 1830. Now obviously that's 50 years of time. We're not going to do 50 years worth because that would destroy the 80 days thing. Every decade, every 10 years, counts as one day. We're starting on day 66, so by the time we reach 1840 we'll be day 67, which means we've only got 13 days left. And the problem is, it is a 7-day journey from New York across to Southampton. As it stands, if I did this in 50 years in-game, or 5 days as far as we're concerned, I would be on day 71. I would be getting into Southampton somewhere between day 78 and day 79. So it's going to be close. If I don't make it by 1880, I'm going to be behind, and we're going to be looking at struggling to get to Birmingham by 25 to 2 or 13:35 on day 80. So this is where it starts to get complicated, folks. Just bear with me, trust me, and away we go. But we've also got to keep the money coming in. And there is another railroad trying to get in my way. Since we've got some time, let's paint our locomotive, shall we? We shall go with, what shall we go with? Robbins rails, why not? And we'll paint all our engines a sort of golden colour as the first train now arrives into Baltimore. Ah, he's already connected to York, bugger. Right, so I'm going to have to try and get across to Aberdeen. So we've made it so that 2 trains can now arrive at Baltimore at the same time. Oh god, we're already into 1832. Right now I need to start building towards New York. I need to start building towards New York quickly.
Yay, I set a record. Yay. So this is the train that's taking us directly to Philadelphia now. So already quite a way towards New York, which is good. Because we're already halfway through day 66. Connect what New York, Washington and Philadelphia. Upgrade your depots to terminals. Deliver 50 cars of immigrant passengers from New York. So the thing is, getting to New York is not the difficult bit. It's getting from New York through all those other things. All those other what they called objectives. That's the word I'm looking for. Take Philadelphia double track 2. Cool. So we've made it to Philadelphia. The actual journey to New York is not the difficult bit. Because I can do that now. As we speak, I can get into New York. So we're connecting to New York now. Right. So we've done that bit. So now the challenge is I've got to upgrade all my stations. We're already into 1840, so we're already on day 67. So the time is flying by. Right, let's upgrade New York. I can do that in Philadelphia as well. Already done. And I can do that in Washington. Done. Done and done. What I'm going to do something a little bit risky and have a separate high speed line. Oh, come on, give me some money, give me some money, give me some money. Right, done. So we've now got this nice high speed line from Washington to New York. Let's see if it takes the high speed line that I've just made for it. Ah, I can upgrade the engine, which I shall do. Select. Done. Oh, why are you going the long way round? Oh, you stupid engine. That has really frustrated me, that has. That could have made this thing a lot easier. We're already on 1843. Oh, that's why I didn't take that route. I realised the issue. It's fine. It's all good. It's not a problem. None of it's an issue. A lot of stuff going on, but basically what's happened is we've now connected New York to Washington. I built a high-speed route that they all seem to be ignoring. I'm about to win an auction to get a unique passenger car. And hopefully this now means that you will go along the new high-speed route between Philadelphia and New York. And you not. Why? Why are you not? What have I missed? Well, he's using it. How's this victory coming on? The 50 colours of England from New York to Washington. And that's all stuff from Washington to from New York. It's got to start in New York to get to Washington. So now I've got to wait for that to do. Swiftly heading towards day 68. Why aren't you going the express route? Why is this not a thing you do? Come on, come on, go left. No! I mean, why? God, it's going to take us ages to get this stuff done. Quick update. We are still starting to do 4 loads of cargo from Washington to from New York to Washington in that specific order. Money is now not an object. We've got that sorted. The railroad's going pretty well in those sort of terms. I'm going to build another train. Go Hail Mary on this. And it's high priority. Go. Now let's make sure, let's see if you use the express route. Because you bloody well should. It's 1855, so we're halfway through day 2 of this particular journey. So we're already on day 68. We're heading towards 69 fairly swiftly. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Remember, it's a guaranteed. Why? Why? What is wrong with that route? What is wrong with this route? Oh, that is going to be frustrating as all hell. I'm now in the hands of the game. There's nothing more I can... Yeah, that makes sense. It's not a very busy bit of railway, actually. But
because there is a guaranteed 7-day journey from New York to Southampton, I might as well start adding 7 onto the days I've already taken, because there's some I can't control. So we're already on day 68, so I'm essentially on day 73. No. Day 75. Come on now. If you pull into Washington and take that little left track. There we go. 4 more loads, so we should now be on 8 loads of cargo. And why are you not taking the express road that I built you? I built that specifically for you. Oh God. Okay, we're already in 1858. I'm now basically just playing the game because there's nothing I can do until all those passengers arrive. We've delivered 20. We're getting close. We're already into 1869, so we're going to hit day 70. We're definitely going to hit day 70. Day 70. There we are. 10 days to go. Got 18 loads to go. Right, I'm building into the train. Go. Do your thing. Need to get this done. 1876. I knew it would be close. I knew it would be close. I did not know it would be this close. 1877. 32 carloads gone. Still on 1877 though. 37 carloads. 1878. 1881. So we're now on today 71. I failed. Oh, right, we're now into day 71, so we're going to stop this here because I couldn't quite do it. Oh, that is frustrating. That is frustrating. So, but we made it to New York anyway. We did at least make it that far. We made it to New York, and New York is where we shall be picking up this adventure in the next part. So, we've made it to New York. We've got 9 days to go. 7 of those, at the very least, are at sea. So it's evening of day 71. No, because the evening will be day 72 before I leave New York. So it's going to be day 72 when I leave New York. It's going to be day 79 when I land at Southampton. Oh, it's going to be close. We could do it in exactly 80 days. We're not going to beat. I don't think we're going to beat Phileas Fogg. We're going to equal the record. We're not going to beat him. Oh. Okay. Whose stupid idea was this anyway? Good evening. You join me at Bay Head Station in New York. We are going into central New York. I'll show you the route here. It is, of course, day 71. We start here at Bay Head, and we're going to run the entire length, pretty much, of all this. Is non-stop to Hoboken. We stop at track 15 before I can get to my ferry in the morning at 8 o'clock. It is currently 31 minutes past 8. And we're driving this. It's a Comet car, which you can barely see in the darkness, but it is a Comet car, number 6007. I think at the end is the actual engine. But it's a route I don't know, in a locomotive I don't know, so we might as well carry on. It's winter. Now, a couple of things. We will leave tomorrow on day 72 at 8 AM in the morning on the ferry. That will take us 7 days. We shall land at Southampton sometime, possibly in the afternoon, on day 79, maybe even hitting day 80. We've got 60 odd miles to cover, so it's going to be a long old journey through the night. This is getting tense. This is getting very tense now, this journey. I don't know exactly whether we're going to make it. I don't know anymore. We should do. But yeah, so at the moment, it's a nice, easy journey. But I don't know. I don't know the route. I don't know the speed limits. I don't know what we're doing. All I know is it's going to take us about 2 hours and 20 minutes, give or take. So we're just coming into the town of Long Branch, well the town, we're just coming into Long Branch Station. Coming through Long Branch. We've made good time, and we've certainly cut the ETA in half, so as we head through the night into New York. Yeah, it's been an interesting little ride so far. Not so interesting that you guys need to see it all, obviously, but I don't drive American trains very often, so to drive in this it's pretty interesting, and you know, New York's a place I've always wanted to go, so like I said, we've got about 47.5 miles to go as we go past another level crossing. I'm interested to see how close this is going to be, because I think we will arrive in Birmingham on the 80th day. As long as it's between 13:35 on day 80 and 13:34, 24 hours afterwards, we're fine. But it's if we arrive after 13:34 on day 80, that pushes us into day 81. So, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. There is the Atlantic. There it is. That's what I'm going to be travelling over tomorrow for 7 days to get me back to Southampton. There it is. That is the Atlantic Ocean. This journey's getting towards the end, and I'm going to miss it. I am going to miss it. It's going to be a very, very weird feeling to reach whatever conclusion it is. Success or fail, I'm kind of almost not fussed, because obviously, you know, I want to succeed and stuff, but I'm feeling very much like just doing the journey in itself via the means I've done it has been a success. Need to slow the train down as we head into South Amboy and cross the Raritan River. We're making good time, which we need to do. We cannot afford any slip-ups, especially not once we land back in Southampton. Oh, if I drive that truck badly. are now arriving in Hoboken. We're arriving ahead of schedule. Doesn't change anything because my ferry is still 8 AM tomorrow morning. Just need to slow us down a little bit. But yeah, so this is it. This is Hoboken. Right in downtown New York. Maybe not downtown, but right in the centre of New York. Out there are all the ports and harbours and everything. And that's where I shall be travelling through tomorrow. But here we are, we've done it. So tomorrow, day 72, we have 7 days of ferry, which is going to mean that we land on day 79. We should reach Birmingham at least at the latest on day 80, probably on day 79. But either way, we have arrived. And as such, I need to go and rest because I've got a very early morning ferry, so I shall see you back in England on day 79, guys.
I had crossed the entirety of North America, and I was finally on that last ship across the Atlantic Ocean and heading back to England. In a little over 7 days, I would be setting foot on home soil and my journey would be at an end. The fact that it was almost certainly going to end in success made the week at sea feel all the sweeter, but I did still have one last journey to complete.
Yes, this is it. This is day 79. We've made it. We're back in England. We're back in Southampton, in fact. As you can see on the map below my face. We are actually, I'll bring the map up. We are right at the bottom of Southampton. So we've just pulled in from the ferry. I've just literally walked from the ferry straight to here, and we are travelling, of course, to Birmingham. We're going to do a different route because obviously we did this route on the way down to Southampton, so I want to take a slightly different route because we've got a bit of time now. Because the thing is, we are eminently clear in terms of time. Unless something goes drastically wrong, it's going to take us 4.5 hours to get there. It's already 11:15 in the morning, and that means what? We're getting there at about 3:45 on day 80. So we should make it. So without further ado, let's continue this. Never mind continuing. Let's finish this epic journey. So here we go. Yeah. So it's been a long old journey. It's been a very, very long old journey, and I'm kind of sad to be at the end of it. I'm not going to lie, because yeah, it's been a wonderful adventure. Got to play a lot of games, do a lot of travelling, see a lot of the world. Well, yeah, maybe not, obviously, it's not the same as doing it in real life, but I'm really going to miss recording for this. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey, because I certainly have. It's been a huge amount of fun for me. And I'm very glad that we managed to make it. Or that we seem to be that we're going to be making it. I mean, we aren't going to beat the record. 79 would have been great if we could have done it in under 79, but unfortunately time is somewhat against us on that front. But I can speed up. We can go at 50 along here. That's going to be good. Come on, there we go. 50, lovely. So it has been a lot of fun, this. It really has. I know I've got frustrated, obviously, through India, where I kept losing all the time. It's not been a perfect journey, but it's been a lot of fun. And we're going to take some smaller roads, because, we might as well enjoy the drive. We're in no great rush. I'm going to take the road via Cardiff, so here we go. You know what? Fuck it. Oh, bugger. I should point out, it's still within the realms of possibility that I will fail this. I mean, it's not by any stretch of the imagination a certainty that I will fail it. I should succeed. As long as I get there, because according to game time in this, it's Tuesday. It's 11:55 on Tuesday. As long as I'm in Birmingham by 13:34 on Wednesday, which is the end of day 80, I've done it in 80 days. It's a weird feeling. It's a very weird feeling that I actually did this, because there were many times, both before and during the journey, I didn't think this was possible. Because of either there wouldn't be a game for a certain place, or I wouldn't succeed at certain things, there'd be problems. I mean, I'm amazed that I didn't sink didn't sink the boat when I was crossing the channel. I'm absolutely amazed about that, and obviously I did have to dunk a plane into the Mediterranean Ocean as well, which wasn't fun, but no, the journey itself has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed playing all the games. Some games I don't normally play as well, or games that I didn't really touch until I did this journey. So there will be more journeys, I think. I'm pretty sure there will be more journeys once I can figure out how to do them. But for now, let's just enjoy the ride back to Southampton. So we're on the motorway to Birmingham now. We've got about 2 hours of driving left to go, 93 miles. It's now just gone 25 past 1, which means we're into the last 10 minutes of day 79. So we will hit day 80. But honestly, I think, ignoring anything personal I've taken from this, i.e., the driving well and stuff like that, I think the fact that the gaming world allows us to do this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've been travelling for 80 in-game days as of now. This is now the first minute of the 80th day. And we've been literally round the world via video games. And I think not only the fact that on a personal level that I could complete this and get it all done and get it all sorted for you guys to watch, but just as a fan of gaming, the fact that I've been able to do it physically because the games have been there, the games from many other cultures, or that are based in other cultures, or are based in other countries, not just Britain and the USA. Like going to Hong Kong. It took me ages to think, and then of course it just suddenly clicked. Of course, Sleeping Dogs. It's set in Hong Kong, which is awesome in itself. But the fact that the gaming world has got to a stage where I could legitimately go around the world in 80 days using only video games says an awful lot. And obviously, yes, my job has been made easier by things like Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator, all that sort of stuff, but it genuinely does, really make me think just how awesome and varied the gaming world is, and how many games there are out there that I haven't played. And yeah, not all cultures are treated well by video games. I'm pretty sure we're all aware of that. There are plenty of video games that don't treat cultures brilliantly, but there are also a lot that do, and that really try and represent the varied nature of the world. And it has been a really amazing journey. Obviously, I've spent most of it sat in a chair with an Xbox controller in my hand. But to me, that doesn't diminish the work that's gone into the games that has allowed me. Oh, I'm leveled up. I'm level 4. Yay! Another thing this journey has given me, an extra level on Euro Trucks. But the thing is, I had to think about games, and I had to try and play them well. I could have driven like a madman on all of the driving sections. I could have flown the plane like a madman. I could have driven trains like a madman, but I wouldn't have completed my journey. So it has actually made me a better gamer and given me a better understanding of games. And I'm sure that some of you are sat there watching this thinking, oh, he's a bit up himself, isn't he? That video games have done all this for him, but actually they have, And I'm very happy with this journey. I'm very happy with personally how it's went, but I'm happy that I was able to do it. And I genuinely hope you guys have enjoyed it. But anyway, that's enough waffle from me. So I shall see you as we pull into Birmingham.
It truly had been an amazing journey. When I'd left Birmingham all that time ago, I genuinely could not have prepared for some of the moments I had played through. There had been frustration, disappointment, uncertainty, and success. And the fact that it all culminated in the final success of returning to Birmingham within the 80 days was the icing on the cake.
So this is it. We're off the motorway. This is the junction for Birmingham. But so this is it. This is the end of the journey. We've gone around the world as much as the video game industry will allow us in 80 in-game days. This is the 80th day. We're 2 hours into day 80 as we come into Birmingham. All we have to do is pull up to my garage before 13:34 tomorrow, which we're easily going to do. Oh, that is a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing. I know I've got a bit mushy in this last little section, but that is a wonderful thing. I've really... Ow! Well, I mean, that was uncalled for. I'm trying to do a serious moment game. Brakes, brakes, brake, brake, brake! Hi, everyone! No one's coming round. Good, because I ain't stopping, because now we can start some partying. Because despite everything, despite limitations from the industry, despite limitations of me being not very good at video games, despite everything, we are about to pull up to my home garage in Birmingham on day 80 of our journey around the world. We've bloody done it, guys. That is... Ah, yes! That is a good feeling. That is a good feeling. I did not know if it would be possible. I've had to fudge rules every now and then, but I did not know if it would be possible. So here we go. Into the garage. Ow. There we go. We've bloody done it. Yes. Yeah, let's flash those headlights. And let's spin into the forecourt. Yes! Haha! Yes! We did it! We've arrived back on day 80. We're back in Birmingham. I mean, it was never really in doubt once we got through America, but good lord. That was... Ah! Yes! Yeah, flash those lights in celebration. Woo! Oh! There we go! There we go. It's not just doable in written fiction or on movies, it's doable in computer games. And I'm sure there are different ways I could have done it. I'm sure there are different games I could have played at certain points, different ways I could have approached it. But the point is, we picked away and we did it. And we did it. We're round the world in 80 days. And we're back in Birmingham. I never thought I'd be smiling when I said those words. But we're back in Birmingham. Ah! Yes! Woo! So genuinely, thank you all so much for watching. This has been a really fun adventure. It's taken me a lot longer than 80 real life days to get it done. But I have an engine malfunction. That's the timing for it. But no, seriously, thank you all so much for watching, and it's actually, I'm genuinely proud of the fact that I did that. Genuinely proud. I did think, like I said, definitely during India, and I certainly thought beforehand that this couldn't. I wasn't sure I would be able to do it. I'm sure it could be. I was sure it could be done, but I wasn't sure I would be able to do it. But we've done it. So thank you for watching, whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. We've gone and done it. We've gone around the world in 80 days. So thank you all for watching for the final time. I am the Humble Gamer. That was around the world in 80 in-game days, which we did. See you very soon, guys. Goodbye.